All right, so I have like a 25-minute wait until I get into my next destination. Yes, that's how long the line is. But it's okay, because you know what? I don't have an agenda. And that's amazing. No pressure, no stress. Get there when I get there, leave when I want to leave. It's an amazing feeling. So my last video was about control. I left it on the whole 20% that I was trying to hold on to when I kept saying, God is in control, God is in control. And I'll tell you, 2020, when it started, I literally was like, oh crap, this is not gonna end well. Not for me. Forget about the pandemic. Anxiety and depression is gonna take me down. And I had to pray, because prayer works, number one. But this child had to pray and say, God, take me through whatever this episode of life is. And in May, Christian and I both got sick. We both got COVID. We had mild symptoms. Christian got it a little bit worse than I did, but we survived. Thank you, God. And I started thinking, what am I gonna do until this is all over? You know, you read your scriptures, you do your worship, you're going to church online because that's the only way you can go to church. You can't do your community group in person.
In 5 miles, you'll arrive at Grand Canyon National Park. Your destination will be on your left.
You're doing that through Zoom or whatever gadget we were trying to do that in. And you're like, you know, I didn't like going out a lot. I wasn't like I want to be everywhere kind of person, but you know, there were certain places that I enjoyed going to and sitting down and relaxing with people and chatting and having a good time. Couldn't do that anymore. So I did hiking, of course. And somewhere in hiking, I think I got COVID. Don't ask me how, but whatever. A rock had COVID. I don't know. I had COVID after I went hiking. So I don't know what happened. And God put this peace in my heart when this all started. And there were moments, like I said in the last video, where I was like, oh my God, how long is this gonna last? My worst fear was Christian, trying to get Christian home and keep him safe because he was at school. And Connecticut rules were different than Virginia rules, and what's the best thing for your child? Never mind the country, what's the best thing for your child? So that was an anxious moment, I'm not gonna lie. You reach out to people that know a little bit more than you do, and you start making decisions. And he came home and I could breathe a little bit better. And as 2020 kept going, I was like, all right, so now what? I started fixing things around my house. Little projects, nothing major. And I'm like, you know, I feel like I should do this. And you know, you just get this feeling like I should do this. And you do that. Do that one little project. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this other project. And I did that. Did another little project. And that's how I did it. From May until like July-ish. And I was like, you know, I'm like really at peace. I don't know why I'm doing these things, but I'm like really at peace just doing these small things, you know, keeping the mind busy, keeping the hands busy. And just this peacefulness. Like I was in this zone where like I felt like I was in this bubble with me and my little family, and we were gonna be okay. And God was in control of the situation. And I was just at peace. You know, there were moments when I went to the grocery store, those moments, you start eliminating those moments, because seeing bare shelves took me to a whole other level. But you just keep moving forward and you do these things. And I have to pause for a second because there's a sign I gotta take care of. Hold on. So I don't know what happened. I was recording and it cut me off, but let me start over. So 2020 obviously was a crazy year for many of us, for all of us. It's a global thing, which is amazing in itself, so we can all relate in some way. And what I was saying was that we were in a bubble, you know, we were in this little bubble of just my little immediate family. And I was doing things to my house, one project after the other, small things, nothing big. And God says to me one day, it's time to sell your house. And I said, sell my house? But I like my house. Why do I gotta sell my house? Where are you sending me, God? And he said, sell your house, just trust me. And this is when that 20% kicks in, because you just don't know what God has in mind. But he's told you a message, and as children of God, we got to obey that message. And I know that we don't always listen to his messages, but I listened. And I was talking to my oldest son, Javi, and I said to him, you know, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And he's like, Mom, just sell your house. Go do what you got to do. Sell your house. And we as parents have raised very independent children. And you know, as a parent, you're pushing them usually out of the nest. And Javi was pushing me out of the nest, which was pretty amazing. And I said, all right, I'm going to sell my house. And somebody from my community group said, so where are you going to go live? I said, I don't know. God hasn't told me that yet. It's like God told me sell your house. He told me the price to sell my house at. And then he gave me nothing else. And then one day I said, you know, I think I'm going to go travel. I'm going to sell my house, get in my car, and just travel the country. I have a laptop. I'm blessed with a job that, you know, only requires me to do Wi-Fi, and I don't have to go into the office. And at that point, you know, we were blessed. We had a healthy family. Everything was well. And that got into my head to go travel. And as I'm preparing my house to sell, because doing projects and preparing your house to sell are two totally different things. I was at peace. I had no stress. I had no anxiety. Like God said, and I obeyed. And at that moment is when I said that 20% that I was teeter-tottering on with, I got control and I'm going to do what I want to do. God said, no, I'm in control 100%. And you need to obey and listen to what I have for you. So I did. I sold my house, thankful for my friend Kelly, who helped me sell my house. She's a realtor, if you want to know. I can hook you up in Connecticut. And then I had a plan. I said, I'm going to stay at this lake house for a few months, and then I'll go on the road. And then the lake house fell through. And I was like, all right, God, what do you got planned? Like, suddenly I didn't really have a place to live. That was personally my space. And I said, I'll just stay at my parents' house. It's no big deal. You know, as an adult, not a young adult, you're going, I gotta go live with my parents? You gotta be kidding me. And I love my parents, don't get me wrong. But you know, you're an adult, and you're going, I gotta go live with my parents again. But I did. And we had a great time. But the whole time, peace, no anxiety, nothing. Like such an amazing peace that it was just only God and only God. And that is how I got here in March. God said, go travel. Into August, God said, go do your thing. So I have a plan, sort of, kind of, maybe, not really. Pretty much flying by the seat of my pants. I know where I'm going to be in a state for a period of time. Christian's going to come out and join me after he gets out of school. And we'll do another state, enjoy that time together. And after that, my mom says, so what are you going to do after August or September? I said, I don't know, Mom. I really don't know. This planner This OCD person, this I gotta control everything person does not know. God has not shown me the next step. He's only shown me until August or September. Isn't that amazing? And I felt a little bit like Abraham when God said, leave. And he said, where? He said, just leave. And he left and he obeyed. Or when Abraham took his son up to the mountain to sacrifice him, and he knew he was not going to sacrifice him, but he obeyed. And I kind of feel a little bit like that. I'm just in obedience, waiting for God to show me the next step. And let me tell you, I am at so much peace and so relaxed, and I haven't had anxiety and depression. I miss my kids and my grandkids and my parents, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm at peace, and God has given me that peace, and it's just simply amazing. So if you're trying to control your life, let me tell you this, give it all to God, and everything will come into place and come together. All right? Peace and God bless.